Hey, how are you? Good to see you again. Well, I know that I said we're going to get into Ezekiel, but uh, the Lord spoke to me the other night, and He just gave me this message, and I'm going to share it with you because I think it's important. Because a lot of times we don't understand what's important, what should be first in our lives. And so, like all of us, I've gone through a lot of different changes with people, with, you know, jobs, with all kind of relationships, with finances, just various things. And it's been a test, to see who are you really? And that's the question is that who are you? You know, when it really comes down to making a choice about your life, who are you? And so I woke up with God saying, "So what?" And I said, "What do you mean, so what, Lord?" Said you crying about all these things that you think people are doing, all these circumstances that you say are against you, about society, and you know all these things that you view as negative. And my question to you is, so what? And so I was led to, I think it was Psalms 54, and it was relating to 1 Samuel 26, when uh, the Ziphites went to Saul and said to him, you know, uh, David is hiding down in our country. Why aren't you coming after him? And this is after David had saved Saul's life, where he could have had retribution. Samuel, the prophet, is now dead, and so Saul, the king of Israel, is coming after David for a second time. And the thing is that why get depressed when people are doing what they do? So they're trying to kill you. So they're besmirching your name. So what? The question though is, are you going to stand for righteousness? Or are you going to, allow the things that people do, the things that people say, are you going to allow your circumstances to dictate who you are? And who you are should really be a child of God. You should be gravitating to God, even in the midst of negativity, even when everything and everyone seems to have abandoned you. Because it's that relationship with God that truly matters. Now, my question to you is, do you choose the eternal or do you choose the temporary? Because all the things that we get from man and from this life are definitely temporary. And God is seeking after those that will follow after him, chase after him, you know, even when everything seems to be falling apart. But what do? We turn to wine, women, and song. We turn to food. We turn to depression. We let all these different things deter and detract us from the eternal. And the eternal God wants a relationship with you. He wants you to know who he is. He wants you to adhere, to stick to him, that you might trust him more than you trust your circumstances. So it's a test. Who's first in your life? What's the most important thing to you? Where is your treasure? Is God really a treasure? And there's a thing about oysters. In order for a pearl to be made, there's has to be an irritation, and that irritation is what brings about the pearl. So, if you want to have the pearls in your life, you have to put up with the irritation, and it's worth it in the end, because what God is doing is He is creating something good, something eternal in you. Now, you have the choice. You either allow that irritation to become a pearl, or it becomes a sore, and a sore becomes infected. It becomes a disease, and it becomes painful, and you're looking for a cure. But with a pearl, you have something that has been invested in, something that has value. And that's what relationship with God is. It's a thing of value, even when you have to go through something. So I'm telling you that, when we look at our lives and we actually take into consideration all the things that God has brought us through, we become we begin to realize that those are the things that have given us strength. Those are the things that build up our trust. Those are the things that build up our faith. There was a preacher some years ago that came up with this book called God Chasers. And it's really a misnomer, because while we might think we're chasing after God, God is always chasing after us. We are the ones that are off track. We are the ones that don't know where to go. We are the ones that are lost. Even when we know partially about him, he's always trying to get us to know more about him, always chasing us down, fighting for us, asking us to believe and to trust him. So my request to you is, think about what's first. Think about what's truly important in your life. If it's God, then you're on the right track. If it's not, you need to change tracks. All right. God bless.